Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I wanted to remove these jelly tips because I wanted to start with a new fresh set. So we are going to be working with some gel removers. So I wanted to show you guys the ones that I'm going to be using. I only have these 4 because these are the ones that I have on hand, but there are more on the market, just, to give you guys a heads up. So, okay, let's go ahead and start with one by one. So the first one I want to start it off with, I don't know how to pronounce this name, but I did get this one off of Amazon. Now, I did get the 3-pack, but there is one where you can get just like the 1-pack or a 2-pack. All of them are going to be 0.5 fluid ounces or 15 ml. This is the one from Nail Reserve. Right now it's Nail Addict, but it is Nail Reserve. Now this one is more on the pricier side, but they always have sales, so you can always find a deal. All right, next up is the one from Kimberz Kreations. This one is pretty easy to look it up because it's literally just called Gel Remover, and this is actually the least priciest of the bunch. Next up is Get Naked, and this one is from Triple D. And in this video, we're gonna see which one works best for me, or which one I like best, and which one just didn't work so good. Now, when I do my jelly tip removal, I always use my drill. I'm gonna be using the one from Triple D today, and these are the drill bits that I like. One of them has like a safety rounder top, so it's like easier to go around your cuticles, and the other one is gonna be more coarser. I actually like the one that's more coarse. And then I'm going to be using my sanding band also. I like to use this when I am right about to get to my natural nail, because the other bits are just not good for your natural nails. Now, you don't have to use a drill. You can use a hand file. I like this grit, and I'm also going to be using this hand file as well. And sometimes I actually go in with the buffer just to smooth everything out. So you guys, you don't need a drill to remove your jellies. You can use a hand file. So I am going to be cutting down my tips right here closer to my natural nail first. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. All right, so now we're ready to go ahead and start using the drill to kind of like file off the excess product. I am going to put my drill at about 10. I like to use it at like 10 RPMs. That's just where I'm comfortable at. Now, the first drill bit that I'm using, you guys, is the one with the round top, or like the safety top. Now, this one, I noticed that it wasn't as coarse and it wasn't taking off a lot of product. So honestly, you guys, this one would be good for like smoothing out the product after you do a mani. But I will be changing it to my other drill bit, the one that's more coarse, to take off the excess product. Now, you guys, I'm not like a professional or like a guru at the drill, but what I've noticed when I watch a lot of like YouTube videos or like little videos on IG, because I'm always trying to learn on how to use the drill in the safest way possible, I do notice that they're always they're always using it in one direction, meaning from like right to left, or if you're like left-handed, left to right. So that's what I'm trying to do, because it avoids that little like circly bump. I don't know if you guys like notice every once in a while, like if you have a drill and you go too fast or you just slip, it kind of goes like around your nail. So going from right to left in one direction continuously kind of avoids that little like bump swirl thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and take it down the actual nail, kind of like down the barrel, to kind of help take down some of that excess product. Taking down some of that like jelly tip, or kind of like filing it down, also helps with the gel remover, because you don't have to do it as long. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and dust everything off. And honestly, this gets that part gets so dusty. I need to invest in one of those dusters. All right, so the first one we're gonna go ahead and start off with the pointer finger is gonna be Get Naked, which is the one from Triple D. Now, you guys, I am gonna try and put the same amount of product, or at least make the layers as even as possible on all of the nails. Now, I say this because, like, obviously I'm gonna use more product on my middle finger than I am on my pinky. But like I said, I'm going to try and keep the layers as even as possible, meaning I'm going to try and get the product all over the nail just to see if, like, which product basically works the best. So the middle finger we're going to go ahead and put is the one from Kimberz Kreations. All right, so off the bat, I see that the consistency between the first two are pretty much the same. Next up, we're going to go ahead and use the one from Nail Reserve, and we're going to use that on our ring finger. The first thing that I noticed, you guys, this consistency of this remover is much thicker. It's kind of like clumpier, I would say, and it has a yellow tinge to it. I don't know if it's like a bad batch or an older batch, but I do see that it does have a yellow hue to it. Next up on my pinky, I'm going to use the one that I got from Amazon. And this one, this consistency is very comparable to the Triple D and the Kimberz one. And it's also clear in color. Okay, so while that's doing its thing, I'm going to show you the two tools that I like to use when I remove my gel. So this one is from Triple D. You can actually get it on the site. And then the other one I like to use is this cuticle scraper. I like this one because it kind of has a hook on one end, and it helps me get like all the gunk off from like the cuticle area. And then of course, like it's like a regular cuticle pusher. But I'm going to go ahead and link everything down below for you guys, just so you can see everything from every website. So I'm going to link everything down below. So it's been about 5 minutes. I usually wait about 5 minutes between each layer. I am going to be spinning it up in this video in between. So we are actually ready to start scraping. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that first tool, which is like that one with like the hook hole looking one from Triple D. Now this one is not as sturdy. It's just literally just getting the first layer of that gel off. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with my cuticle pusher. And this one I'm a little bit more rough because it's more sharper, and I just feel like I can do more removal with this one. I do use both. I'm going to go back and forth between the two tools, but I just wanted to show you how I use them. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch while I remove my first layer. All right, now that the first layer is off, we're gonna go ahead and go back in with our drill. Again, you guys, you don't need a drill to do this. You can use a hand file. Now, when I do my first 2 layers of removal, I keep this drill bit on. I will be changing it to the sand band because again, I want to use the the sand band when I get closer to my natural nail. So we're gonna go ahead and just repeat the process of removing as much as I can without, doing any damage or anything like that. And then we're gonna go ahead and apply our second layer of gel remover. Seriously, you guys, I make this much of a mess every time I remove my jellies. If you guys know of a good duster, let me know in the comments because I definitely need to invest in one. Okay, so now we're ready for our second layer. So we're going to go ahead and repeat the process. We're going to go Triple D first, Kimberz Creations, No Reserve, and then the one from Amazon. Now, you guys, these gel removers can work on any type of gel product, meaning if you have a gel polish on or builder gel, they work for all of that kind of stuff. I actually tried it and they really do work. Now, I've used each of these products separately. I've never done a battle of the gel removers kind of thing like I'm doing now. So I'm actually kind of excited how it all plays out. So far on the first layer, they each performed the same. They kind of took off the same amount of product. But like I said, we'll see. Okay, so now we're ready to wait another 5 minutes, but let me talk to you about the removers really quick. So I used it on my daughter and on my niece, and I used the Nail Reserve one, and they both complained that it kind of, not burned, but it kind of just felt weird on their nail. And I did use Triple D on my niece and then Kimberz on my daughter, as well as the one from Amazon, and both of them, they didn't have no irritation with it. I don't know if it's because of the way the product is, but I do have friends that use a different type of gel remover and they also experience discomfort. So I do know that sometimes you may feel some discomfort when using a gel remover. So I just wanted to, give you guys a heads up that is a possibility. Okay, so now that we waited that second 5 minutes, we're ready to go ahead and remove the gel. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the process. I'm gonna use that Triple D tool first to kind of just remove that excess gel. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use the cuticle scraper. And again, you guys, it does look like I'm being a little bit rough on my nails. It doesn't hurt or anything like that, but I'm just trying to remove as much as possible, the quickest possible. And this is actually how I do it every time I do it on myself. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed is that both Triple D and the Kimberz gel remover removed the gel in one layer kind of thing. It removed it evenly. Now when I move on to my ring finger, you guys, this is where it gets kind of chunky, and this is when the one from Nail Reserve honestly, it wasn't for me. It looked like more I was removing the gel product, that gel remover, more than I was actually removing the product off my nail. I had to work quite vigorously on my ring finger to kind of get the product off. And it's also coming off in like chunky pieces. Like it's not coming off in an even layer like the first two did. Now, of course, I have about one more layer I believe that I'm going to do, but as of right now, I'm not really feeling the one from Nail Reserve, to be honest. And it's just kind of sucky because they have amazing and beautiful colors on their site. But I think I would definitely pass on their remover and just either use the Kimberz, the Triple D, or even the one from Amazon. All right, you guys, so this one, the layers are actually coming off quite evenly throughout my entire nail. So like I said, I have one more layer to do to, you know, to add on for the remover, but so far so good. I'm really liking the one from Amazon. Okay, so now that we're getting closer to our natural nail, we're gonna go ahead and change out that drill bit. We're gonna go ahead and go in with our sanding band, and I'm gonna go ahead and use it at the same RPM. So I'm gonna keep it at 10. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and try and remove as much bulk as I can. Now you wanna let the drill do the work for you. So don't put any pressure or don't like press down on it. All of that, you know, excess gel is gonna come off. So no worries, because we have one more layer of gel remover anyway. All right, you guys, so now we're on our last layer. Typically, I do between 3 to 4, depending how much product I have on my nail or how much I need to remove. So this right here in this video is our last layer. We're gonna go ahead and wait another 5 minutes in between, and then gonna go ahead and take it off the same way we did it before. Now, I did speed it up just so we can go ahead and, you know, get to the filing process, because I'm also going to go ahead and trim up my nails, and I wanted to show you guys how I do that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch, and then I'll be right back. All right, so now we're doing our last pass with the drill. There's only product about like where my natural nail is. So this is kind of where I like to focus it on anyway. At this point, since my natural nail is basically showing, I like to go in with my hand file and just do the rest. So after this, we're gonna go ahead and pull out our hand file. Okay, so first I wanted to try and use my glass file from Bonafide Beauty. I wanted to go ahead and just clean up my sidewalls and kind of like, you know, make them more crisp. Now I noticed, you guys, I don't know if you guys use Bonafide, but they have different grit files, and this one was one of the smoother ones, and I didn't realize until after the fact. I usually go in with the glass file on my natural nails anyway, but it wasn't filing as quickly as I wanted, because like I said, I wanted to trim it down. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take off any excess like product that is still on with the hand file, and then I'm gonna also use the hand file to kind of trim down my nails. I wanted to trim down my nails only just a little bit because I'm gonna put on another set of jellies on later. But first I'm gonna go ahead and take my hand file and use the grittier part or the rougher part of the file and just take off any of that excess gel that I have left over, or any of like gel remover that I have left over, and then we're going to go ahead and do some trimming. Okay, so since my natural nail is exposed and my natural sidewall is exposed, I'm going to take my glass file because it's more gentle on my sidewalls, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of make that tapered square look that I like. I'm only using this on my sidewalls, and then I'm going to go ahead and use the hand file to do the trimming. I did it by hand. I should have honestly just cut it down a little bit and then filed, but I just like my nails long, and I was just so happy that they got long again. But I'm gonna let you guys watch, and then I'll be right back. So right now, you guys, as you saw, I'm just taking the file and kind of going across. I am using my Rest in Chaos to give you more like of a sturdiness under my nail. And then I used the softer side of this nail file to kind of help me get that tapered square look. They're still kind of technically long, but like I said, I'm just happy that they got long again, so I didn't want to file too much. I'm basically just making them even and kind of getting my shape back. All right, once you're satisfied with your shape, I like to take a hard bristle brush and kind of like remove all that dust. And if there's like any like dead skin or hangnail or anything like that there, I just like to cut them off. And it's only if you need to, like you don't always need to do this part, but if there's like dead skin that you need to remove. So now we are ready for some cuticle oil. I'm gonna go ahead and use Candy's Skincare today. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just refresh the skin again. We did a lot around the cuticle area, so this is very important. I do recommend this after you do any type of removal. And this is the final result, you guys. So honestly, in my opinion, the gel remover that worked the best are these two. These two are definitely my favorite. This is the one from Triple D and Kimberz Creations, and I do highly recommend these. This one from Amazon is a very good dupe for those two. So if you just want to try a gel remover but don't want to spend the bucks, this is a good alternative. This one, unfortunately, I would have to pass all the way through and through. I did not like the color, I did not like the consistency, and the remover just wasn't as easy. All right, you guys, so I hope this video helps. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and I'll see you later.